Hey, so let's talk about task 4. Task 3 and task 4 go together. Here's a sample prompt. Speaking task 4. In this picture, what do you think will most probably happen next? And you get 30 seconds to prepare, only 60 seconds to speak. It's a bit easier than the 90-second ones. So you're going to be looking at the same picture, the picture that you just described in task 3, and now they're saying what's going to happen next. So we have to talk about the future. In the future, in English, remember, we have going to, I am going to the park, I'm going to go to the park, and will, I'll go to the park, I will. Remember, going to and will are used a little bit differently, but for the sake of predictions, it's going to rain tomorrow, I think it'll rain tomorrow. They're both used interchangeably, so we don't need to get into that today. So I would really just review the future tenses. So here we have a verb and going to. It will rain. So if there's a cloud in the picture, you can say, oh, I think it's going to rain, or I think it'll rain. So I'm just right here, the future tenses with going to and will. And make sure you're not just repeating yourself over and over. She's going to go home. He's going to get on the bus. They're going to go to school. You need to use like a variety of different structures. So I would just review these two futures. That's just called the simple future. You could use the future progressive, like while she's walking home, it's going to start to rain, but it's not super important. You only have 60 seconds, so I really just focus on the simple future. Oh, and please don't say gonna. Gonna is okay. Oh, I'm gonna get some groceries. Gonna is fine for when you're talking to friends or texting with people, but this is an English test, so I know it's really common to hear gonna, but I would stay away from that. Also like wanna and things like that. The second thing I would review for speaking task 4 are things to start your sentence with so you can make it a little bit more rich, a little bit richer. For example, starting with, I'll just say here, starters. I think it looks like, you could say probably, if we're looking at the classroom, like on the free test on the Paragon website, you could say probably the principal is going to come back into the classroom. And then you can say like a chain of things that happen. One really good way, it's very time consuming, but if you really need a high mark for this test, I would suggest writing down a chain of events, telling a little anecdote, a little story about what happens. It helps to get the ideas flowing because, again, some people prefer the IELTS speaking over the CELPIP speaking because the things that they're asking you to do in the CELPIP speaking are kind of a natural. Like in day-to-day life, I'm never going to ask you, what do you think is going to happen next? Speak for 60 seconds and tell me a little story. So it's really good to just practice like writing, to practice generating these ideas, right? Yeah, so that's it. I think I want to go over for task 4. Once you're finished task 4, you're halfway done the speaking test, which is great. Maybe I'll go over one more thing. You know, show off your words that you know. So, for example, instead of saying, he's going to get a room at a hotel, use specific verbs, like he's going to book a room at the hotel. Things like that. So just write down here, specific verbs. So to book is a better verb to use than to get, because it's just more specific. And that's it. As always, just practice a lot, speak lots of English, talk to yourself. It's the best way. Just look at a picture and talk about what you think is going to happen next. And I really hope this was useful. Happy studying. I'm sorry about the setup again, but hopefully soon I'll be in the classroom. Yeah.